Today, Canada is home to one of the largest Indian diasporas in the world. From bustling neighborhoods in Vancouver and Toronto to leadership in business, culture, and public life, Indo-Canadians are a vital part of the country's identity. But this journey was not easy. The history of Indian migration to Canada is a story of resilience, discrimination, and ultimately, triumph. The first significant wave of Indian migrants arrived in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Most came from Punjab, many of them Sikh men, seeking work in Canada's lumber mills, farms, and railway projects. Life was hard. They faced isolation, racism, and limited opportunities. Yet they persevered, building tight-knit communities and working tirelessly to establish a new life in an unfamiliar land. In 1914, their struggle became a defining moment in Canadian history, the Komagata Maru incident. A Japanese ship carrying 376 passengers, mostly Sikhs from India, sailed to Vancouver, seeking entry into Canada. But Canadian authorities denied them permission, enforcing the infamous Continuous Journey Law, a regulation designed to keep out Asian immigrants. For 2 months, the passengers lived in limbo aboard the ship, supplied by the local South Asian community on shore. Eventually, the Komagata Maru was forced to return to India, where tragedy awaited. Many passengers faced violence and imprisonment upon their return. The incident exposed the harsh reality of Canada's exclusionary policies, and became a symbol of injustice and resistance that still resonates today. For decades after, Indian immigration remained tightly restricted. Between the 1920s and 1960s, only a trickle of migrants was allowed, often family reunifications under strict quotas. Indo-Canadians endured systemic discrimination, barred from professions, voting rights, and even owning property in some regions. Despite these barriers, the community survived, maintaining cultural traditions and fighting for equality. The turning point came in 1967, when Canada reformed its immigration system. The old racial restrictions were scrapped in favor of a points-based system that valued education, skills, and experience. Suddenly, a new wave of Indian migration began. Doctors, engineers, teachers, and entrepreneurs arrived, bringing talent and energy that helped transform Canada's economy. From the 1980s onward, the Indo-Canadian population grew rapidly. Families established roots, communities flourished, and Indian culture became woven into the Canadian mosaic. Temples, gurdwaras, and cultural festivals spread across cities. Today, Indo-Canadians are especially prominent in Toronto and Vancouver, two of the country's largest and most diverse cities. In Toronto, entire neighborhoods showcase Indian restaurants, clothing shops, and cultural centers. Vancouver, with its long history of Indian settlement, is home to some of the oldest Sikh communities outside India. These cities have become hubs of Indo-Canadian life, where traditions from Punjab, Gujarat, and other regions of India blend with Canadian culture to create something uniquely vibrant. From fewer than 2,000 migrants at the start of the 20th century, Canada is now home to nearly 2 million people of Indian origin. The story of Indian migration to Canada is one of struggle and strength, hardship and hope. It reminds us that Canada's diversity was not given freely, it was earned through decades of resilience and determination. From the dark days of the Komagata Maru to the vibrant Indo-Canadian communities of today, this history is a powerful lesson that inclusion, though delayed, can lead to strength, not just for one community, but for an entire nation.